Hello, my dear listeners. I'm Sir Fwogwhyol, and today I will be reading lore from the book, The Ashen Trilogy, Book 1. The Northern Undead Asylum was built for waiting. Its prisoners are locked away until the end of the world, yet one wounded knight refuses to let his last purpose die inside it. Tonight, we follow Oscar of Astora through the cell he opens, the old words he entrusts to a stranger, and the hope he finds before death. The opening account is blunt. The undead are corralled, led north, and locked away to await the end of the world. Their individual histories disappear behind a single condition. Once branded as undead, they are removed from ordinary life and given an impossible sentence. There is no release date. The asylum expects its captors to outlive families, countries, and every familiar measure of time. Whether someone remains sane for 10 years or 100 makes no difference to the institution. The doors are meant to stay closed. The account names no founder and no jailer. It preserves the practice, not the government behind it. By the time the story begins, those responsible no longer need to appear. Iron bars, stone cells, and distance continue their work. That is what makes the asylum so bleak. Execution is unnecessary. The walls only need to keep the undead apart from the world, while time and hollowing finish what confinement began. Confinement also allows the living to stop asking who the prisoners were. A knight, scholar, farmer, or criminal enters under a personal name and disappears into a population called the undead. The institution treats the future hollow as more important than the person who still thinks and speaks behind the bars. Oscar is one of the people confined there. He has traveled farther through the prison than the stranger in the cell, but the attempt has left him mortally wounded. The stranger can still walk. Oscar now has only enough strength to speak. The Undead Asylum F2 West Key describes the prison as a giant structure divided by countless iron barriers. Then it looks far beyond the lock it opens. Somewhere in Lordran, it says, a hero might find a key capable of liberating the prison. The description immediately asks whether that hero would possess the means or the heart to return. The description offers no rescue. Its imagined hero remains in Lordran, and the countless barriers remain shut. What survives is the thought that escape creates a responsibility which freedom can make easy to abandon. There is tenderness in that imagined return, but also doubt. Returning would require the strength, root, and key to enter this prison again. The description lingers on something less practical. After reaching Lordran, would anyone still be willing to descend for people the wider world had cast away? Forgetting may be a stronger lock than iron. Oscar cannot open every cell. He can reach one.
The key is there. Please, come quickly. It is your fate.
His first instructions pass through the bars. There is no ceremony and no explanation yet. A wounded voice points toward a key and urges the stranger to move before the chance disappears. The other cells remain locked. Oscar's mercy reaches the prisoner nearest the route he opened, and he is running out of time. Oscar's longer conversation begins with recognition.
Oh, you. You're no hollow, Thank goodness. You are a godsend to come at this moment. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Before entrusting his purpose to anyone, Oscar needs an answer from a person who can still understand him. The asylum treats both men as members of the same condemned population. Oscar turns their shared condition into fellowship. Even then, he asks. His wound is urgent, but the stranger is allowed to refuse. That small courtesy matters inside a prison built by people who have already decided what every undead is worth. Oscar knows something about the road, but he cannot continue. The prisoner can continue, although he has no idea where it leads. Their meeting becomes possible because one can still speak and the other can still choose to listen. Oscar spends none of his remaining breath on rank or reputation. Another record preserves his name as Oscar of Astora. But here he identifies himself through kinship. You and I, we're both undead. The order of the conversation shows what he values. Oscar first checks for a mind capable of answering. When the stranger responds, he names the bond between them. Mission, prophecy, and the title of chosen undead come later. Only then can the old saying mean anything. Calling the stranger a godsend reveals how narrow the moment has become. Oscar is wounded, the cells are still closed, and hollowing feels close enough for him to fear his own hands. Another sane undead has arrived during the brief interval in which the knight can still choose what his death will leave behind. His reason for hurrying is painfully clear.
I'm done for, I'm afraid. My insides are damaged. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I can feel it coming. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now.
Oscar expects death, but death is not the part he fears most. He believes his sanity will go afterward, leaving behind someone capable of harming the person beside him. So he uses his remaining clarity to give help and create distance. This is one of the quietest acts of care in the asylum. He cannot promise what he will become, but he can protect another person from it while he is still himself. The refusal branch carries the same sadness. If the stranger will not hear him, Oscar asks to be left alone because time is short. The mission may stop there, but his concern about causing harm remains. Once the danger is understood, Oscar names his failure.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit.
He gives the unfinished work the image of a torch. One bearer can fall while its light passes into another hand. Oscar leaves the metaphor unexplained. He needs a successor before he needs an interpreter. The request comes from a failed pilgrim lying inside the very prison the chosen undead is meant to escape. Oscar can testify to the belief that brought him there. He cannot testify to the end of the journey because he never reached it. That limitation gives the exchange its honesty. Oscar admits no knowledge of what waits beyond the bell. He offers inherited words, his own failed attempt, and the hope that another person might travel farther. Oscar sets the old saying apart from ordinary conversation.
There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the Undead Asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know.
Its older language sounds memorized. The family has preserved more than an idea. It has preserved a form of words. The words thou, thine, and ringeth belong to a register older and more formal than Oscar's surrounding speech. He pauses before reciting them, as though stepping into a role learned long before the asylum. Whatever else his family lost, they kept this saying intact, enough for him to repeat it at the end of his life. Those words turn escape into pilgrimage. Exodus leads out of the asylum. Pilgrimage directs that freedom toward Lordran, the land of the ancient lords. At the far end stands the Bell of Awakening and the promise that the fate of the undead will be known. The saying offers knowledge, not rescue. It says nothing about what the answer will be or what it will cost. It also speaks of the fate of the undead as a whole, giving one prisoner's journey a question larger than his own survival. That public promise changes the scale of the escape. The stranger is not sent merely to find a safer country. He is asked to seek an answer for everyone carrying the same curse, including the prisoners left behind. Oscar cannot prove that the bell will keep its promise, but he can make sure the question escapes the cell with the person who heard it. Chosen names the traveler, but Oscar never names the power doing the choosing, nor does he provide complete directions. He speaks of one bell. At Firelink Shrine, the crestfallen warrior will reveal that there are two. Oscar therefore passes on a living tradition, not a perfect map. It carries his family far enough to give the stranger a destination, while leaving the road open to correction. Before the journey begins, Oscar gives one final possession.
Thank you for hearing me out. Now I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite. It should prove useful.
Oscar's last gift is practical. The family saying may point toward Lordran, but the prisoner still has to survive the way out, so he presses an Estus flask into the prisoner's hands. The flask is no proof that the prophecy is true. Oscar gives it because belief alone will not carry someone through the next corridor. Behind the prophecy lies a wounded body that must survive the asylum before it can seek any answer. His hope depends upon consent. The saying existed before this meeting, but the comfort of passing it on did not. It appears when another undead agrees to carry what Oscar can no longer hold. Nothing else about the asylum changes. Its cells remain full, Oscar cannot be saved, and the prophecy has no answer. A prisoner nonetheless leaves carrying his flask and the words his family remembered. Iron doors still hold everyone else. The asylum hides the undead behind countless barriers and expects time to do the rest. Oscar cannot free them all, but he opens one cell, recognizes the person inside it, and passes on his family's pilgrimage. His fear of hollowing gives urgency to the gift. The West Key gives it a wider sorrow. Next time, Firelink Shrine will complicate his promise with 2 bells and a guide who expects every pilgrim to fail. We will leave Oscar beside the cell tonight. Please like the video, tell me in the comments what you think he passed on, and subscribe. More lore and stories await beyond the asylum. Thank you for listening and for remembering the knight who opened the way.